We've been working on transforming this tired old office from floor to ceiling. And after weeks of hard work, it's finally time for the big reveal day. This project started with some hefty demo to clear out the space and give us a blank slate to work with. Next, Andrea went about building custom cabinetry to go from floor to ceiling, and it looks pretty amazing.
You like?
Yeah.
After that, it was time for a really messy paint week to add some vibrant color to this boring room.
This is gonna be crazy.
And now, Andrea's ready to take this project to the finish line and do a grand reveal for our friend Ash.
Okay.
But before we get there, there's still a lot of work to be done. So join us as we attempt to finish giving this room a complete DIY transformation and hopefully blow our friend's mind.
Oh my gosh, it looks so good. Wow.
If you've been following this journey, you know that we've actually been working in Ash's laundry room for the last couple weeks as we've waited for furniture and other decor items for the office to ship. Well, now everything's here and it's time to finish up this office in grand style.
All right. We're like getting so close to finishing the office. It's looking so good. Ash got this rug at an outlet, Pottery Barn outlet. We're trying to figure out if it's gonna work or not. It's not the one we were originally planning to go with, but I think, gosh, it's so soft. I think it'll work. But we need to start getting the masking stuff off the glass, and then we can start putting like cabinet doors back on. Everything is so dusty from the tile, so I get to wipe everything down at some point too. Okay, so supposedly this stuff you just cut around your edges and then start peeling it off. I'm not really sure why it's done this where it's kind of like separated, so I might have to get like a glass blade to scrape off if anything's sprayed under, but oh, okay, so far so good. So I'm definitely gonna have to come back with like a little glass scraping blade. It's not working quite as perfectly as it should. I mean, that's pretty nice. Look at that. But then there's spots where it's like this stuff kind of separated and the paint went under it, and I can't really figure out why. But I mean, it'll scrape off the glass just fine. I want to do it with the right kind of blade so I don't scratch the glass. I need the glass scraper on that. All right, so it did not peel off perfectly, but thankfully it's just glass, so I just need to come back with a glass blade so I can scrape it real clean. It looks a little rough right now. I'm 50-50 on which is better. I think I still like masking off with the liquid masking better than tape, just because it's so hard to get it perfect with tape. There you go, there's my thoughts. I don't know which is better. Woo!
What's that?
Got a new pool toy.
Nice.
I've actually been looking for one of these. It is a skimmer robot.
Ooh,
but that's like the one thing
cool.
that I don't have is any kind of skimmer for our pool. And so it is actually kind of annoying, all the stuff that gets onto the top of the pool that the vacuums can't get.
Right.
And even like our net is not very fine. And so a lot of the stuff just goes right through my net.
Okay.
So we're gonna test this bad boy out. It's pretty awesome. We are on a mission to have super clean pool this summer. I love that our pool is under some trees.
Right.
So it's not just blazing in the sun all day, but it does mean that we have leaves and other things that fall into the pool.
Yes,
and like I said, not all of them go to the bottom, or they float around the top for a while. So our pool vacuum can't get it. We're gonna see how this bad puppy, how this bad boy does. How this bad boy does.
Hey, he floats.
Yeah, it's not very heavy. I do like that.
Yeah, it's pretty light.
It looks like it would be really heavy, but it's actually not.
Look at that guy just moving and grooving.
We're just sitting here watching it go.
Yes.
It's actually sensing where the edge of the pool is. That's pretty cool. It has some fancy like optical sensors so it can avoid obstacles in your pool. It's pretty nifty.
Get them.
Go,
Eat them.
buddy.
Hungry hippos. Let's go.
Go.
Wow, nice. It's like a vacuum cleaner for the top of your pool.
It is. I feel like that's what the other vacuums have missed though. They'll do a really good job of getting the bottom, but I've been like, what about the stuff on the top of my pool?
This guy right here. That's
This guy right here. You want to hear my favorite feature
Yes.
on this thing?
Yes.
It has a battery life of, guess how many hours?
8.
35
What the
hours.
flip?
And it actually has some kind of fancy solar seeking technology, so it'll actually seek out the sun so that it can charge and then last even longer and keep cleaning your pool.
That's crazy.
That's really cool. That's a long time. Another cool feature that I was wondering, gosh, what is
Could
that?
y'all calm down?
Anyway, so another cool feature that I was actually curious about, what happens if you have stairs in your pool? We don't have stairs, but we swim in a lot of pools that have stairs. So what happens if it gets stuck at the top of the stair? It actually has a built-in solution for that too. It actually has these 4 adjustable anti-stranding pillars that come out of the bottom of it. So if it gets up onto a stair that's too shallow, these pillars come down and actually push it off of the top stair.
What?
That's cool.
So technologically advanced.
It is cool. But if somehow it does get stuck somewhere else, it'll alert you on the app, or you can use your phone to move it around like a remote control, so it's pretty cool. It also has a fancy edge cleaning algorithm that somehow makes sure that it cleans your entire pool so that you have a really thorough clean every time.
Look at him.
Look at him go. This thing also has a chlorine dispenser, which is really cool, and a super fine mesh filter, so it'll get all the things that, like I said, our pool net does not get. I literally will be netting out the pool and just watching all the small stuff go behind the net that it doesn't get. This thing's getting it because that filter is so fine. I'm like, are there even holes in it? There are, but they're really small.
Nice.
It also has a leak-proof baffle design, so you get a sparkling clean pool all the time.
Nice.
So now until June 30th is actually April Day, and that is the brand's biggest sale of the year.
Nice.
It's held in the summer, and it's the brand's way of thanking their customers and celebrating with the April community. They have a lot of their best sales going on right now, so it's definitely a good time to check out their different pool equipment so that you can have a sparkling clean pool and not spend your summer trying to figure out how to get your pool clean instead of enjoying the water. We live in Texas. Last summer, we spent most of our summer trying to keep our pool clean. We're doing things different this year. It was green most of the time. We've also learned that a cleaner pool means less pool chemicals.
That's true.
The less stuff you have in your pool, the fewer chemicals you need,
This is
which
true.
equals saved money.
And
Those pool
saved-
chemicals are expensive.
And saves time.
It's pretty cool that you can just put this thing in the pool and let it clean while you're not even there. Normally we don't sit here and watch it like this, but it's kind of fun. It feels a little bit more like we own the pool and the pool does not own us.
Right?
That's how it's felt in previous years.
Right?
Okay, this thing surprises me every time because it looks like it would be so heavy, and it's not. It's pretty light, I like that. Let's see what we got here. Nice.
Goodies.
Okay, look at the small stuff it gets. That's what I love about it. Look at that.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy, huh?
It is. I'll let it keep cleaning.
Go, little buddy. Do your good work.
So like I said, it's April Day until the 30th. You can actually save up to $1,000 on some of their pool robots. So it's a great time to check them out. I'll make sure and link it in the description below. We're still waiting on Ash's chair, so we're taking one of ours.
Not awkward at all.
I know, I feel like I'm having to hold up to the top of it.
What is happening?
Okay. That'll work.
Oh, just kidding.
Oh.
This is my lunchbox. And pretty hungry today.
Just needs a little help. So yeah. All right. This is my favorite day of every project. We have a full day of making this office all pretty and finished, and I'm so excited. But before we go over there, she needs a little bit more time, and I need to get curtain rods still anyway, so we're gonna go to Lowe's because I know they have the really long ones that we'll need for there. And I haven't measured yet, but I kind of have a general idea of how big the room is, so I think I'll be able to get ones that'll work, hopefully.
A Lowe's trip, a Lowe's trip. Every single day it's a Lowe's trip.
Yes, I feel like we gotta drive fast.
We do.
That's really close.
It's really dark.
Ow!
It literally just started raining.
We're like backing up. Dang. All right, can you help me get the chair? So she told me I can open all these packages. She's got some picture frames. She said this should be mostly stuff for the office. We have a lamp and a side table and what else? Let's see. When you save on costs on buying stuff, you usually pay for it with time saving. Like a library style lamp. Blue tape is really killing the vibes here. Okay, wow, that's not coming off nice and neatly. There, got it. So I would love to keep doing furniture, that's what I want to do, but really I need to sand this drywall compound. I came another day and just did a fresh coat of drywall compound on there so we could smooth out some of those spots that I didn't get as smooth as I wanted before we painted, and so I'm going to sand those so we can paint them, and then we'll keep moving on everything else while the paint dries. Just done this with my electric sander and hooked it up to the shop vac. Time to vacuum up some of my mess. That was so dusty. Okay, so I actually can't find the paint in the shed, and she has all of her stuff from in here out in her shed, so it is very full. So I'm gonna wait for her to get back to kind of help us sort through some of that and see if we can find it. So we'll paint later. We're gonna move to the curtains. Wow. Why is this package so securely? This curtain rod looks great. Oh, I like the black too. I feel like that kind of blends in. And I just realized my curtain rings are black, so good thing I went with black. Alright, these curtains come with these little hooks. So these are technically adjustable, like probably by about 2 or 3 inches, but I would rather get my curtain rod right where I want it. And so I'm gonna put my little clips and then rings on there like this so that I can put it on my rod and hold it up to where the bottom of my curtain just barely touches the floor. So these are adjustable like this. These are cool. It's kind of hard to do. It's kind of hard to do and hold it where you can see it, but they snap down basically, and they come out the bottom, go back to the top. Now I gotta get it. I think that's where the other ones are. Without taking my head off on the fan. I want the fan on because it's hot. I got a little ways.
You've got like a foot.
Okay.
So it's touching the ground now. It's right above it.
I don't feel like that's gonna fit. Is that doesn't fit. That one's, so this must be the middle one. And these are the two end ones. Okay.
There you go.
Yep. Like leverage. This siding is really hard and these screws I think are really cheap. I got it! Why is that so hard? So I got like a wider panel for all my ends and then a narrow panel for the middle. I don't know if there's actually like a hard and fast rule on how to do that with curtains, but for these I decided I did want the panels in the middle, like between the windows. What I have done so many times is I'm putting curtains on a curtain rod and I realize I put like my panels facing different ways.
You're like, well,
I'm like,
oh no.
remember how I was just saying that I've done that
Sometimes
before?
you put it on backwards.
I did it. Look at that. How did I not notice that? That really changes it.
It really changes it.
It's so pretty. Okay, so I cannot decide on the rug. I'm gonna sit on it for a little bit. I think I like the other rug better, but I like the size of this one better. And I went smaller on the rug because it's like we put this beautiful tile in here and I don't want to cover it up, but really the bigger size is what works. This is an 8x10, that's a 6x9. And especially because you have the desk here that's not going to be like perfectly centered on the rug, it makes it stand out like how small the rug is. But we're going to think on it for a little bit. Alright, I've got the first coat of paint on the backs up there. I'm going to go ahead and work on putting the cabinet doors back on. Already reading the paint. He's dead. Alright, I got the doors on. It's looking a lot better. I have these brass knobs that I actually have extra pack of. I think I have enough. So we're gonna use these because I had them on hand. It got really dusty in here because doing the tile, and then I mean obviously then I did some drywall stuff and a little dusty. She found that desk on Facebook Marketplace. It's literally the desk we were wanting that normally costs well over $1,000. She found it on Facebook Marketplace for like 400 and something. It's from Four Hands, so it helps that we live by Austin. It's such a good find. I'm ready to put stuff on the shelves. Okay, she has all of her boxes of books that go in here. Right here, but then she said I could shop around her house, so I might do that. I might start with something like books that I have a lot of, and I'll do stuff like in kind of like diagonal patterns. So I'll do like, if I have books like this, I'll do books, you know, books, books, or something like that. That's kind of the general rule with whatever I'm putting, is like just, you're kind of connecting things diagonally. So then if I have things like picture frames or plants or vases, I'll do the same, but I kind of start with something like books that I have a lot of. finally, after weeks of planning and hard work and going back and forth on paint colors over and over, we are finally ready to reveal this space to Ash. Okay, that's so, oh my gosh, it looks so good. So close to the other ones.
That's them.
That is them?
That is them.
What? How'd you get them?
They're just, I found them a little cheaper.
Okay.
So I was like, I designed this whole room around these curtains. I'm kidding, these curtains.
The shelves look so good. Oh man, you make me look way smarter than I am. Pretend like I read all of them. Oh, it looks so good. Desk turns out good in here.
Desk looks so
I
good.
love the
It
desk.
does. Facebook Market Fine, man.
So crazy.
Andrea, good job. Wow, it looks so good and cozy.
Man, how good does this office look? And it is crazy. When you go back and look at the before pictures, it just looks like a completely different room. Like it's not even in the same house.
Yeah, I love this office. We are going for dark, moody, and cozy. That's what Ash really wanted, and I feel like we nailed it. She was getting a little nervous there before we brought all of the furniture and curtains in there, but with everything in there, it definitely is cozy, and it is so great.
Yeah, I love your built-ins, the color, the staging, and the desk in that space. Everything together, it's just gelling. It feels so nice, and honestly, I would love to work in that office. It's so beautiful, and there's all those windows. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that's like the dream.
I think my favorite thing in the office is the curtains. And we actually almost didn't even get them because they were quite a bit more expensive than I thought when I was planning everything. And I finally was just like, I designed this whole office around these curtains. We have to get the curtains. And I found them a little bit cheaper, but they're still a big splurge item, but 100% worth it. That and the desk. I love the desk.
Yeah.
Which was a Facebook Marketplace find. That was like the find of all finds.
So join us next week as we shift back to the laundry room, which is on the way to looking absolutely amazing. So we'll catch you in next week's video.
The other day when I was getting plants for the front yard, it's probably on one of the plants, but it was, I was getting onto the highway and there was a spider on my visor in front of me. And I was literally like, stay calm. Don't like jerk the steering wheel. It's just, even if it, I was like trying to prepare myself, even if it jumps in my face, it's fine. I'm not gonna like risk my life and jerk the steering wheel off.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, it's fine, it's fine. But I smashed it while I was driving. And I did it safely.
That would be a hard situation.
Dean was laughing. I was telling him. He's like, that's not worth having a wreck over. And I was like, I know. That's what I
was trying to
that's
talk
what I
myself
told
out.
myself.
So, what's the scoop on the offer we put in on that house?
Well, they didn't like our offer so much, so they countered.
Okay, so are we going to accept that? Are we going to counter the counter? Or are we just going to be done with it?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Trying to figure that out.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.